what I consider to be looking for the right time to buy a comic book. Unfortunately, this is a very volatile market, and a lot of people suffer from FOMO, which drives prices a little bit crazy at first. But the best way, in my opinion, is to just try to give yourself a little bit of restraint and patience. And even though I've talked in the past about how I got into a bidding frenzy for an overpriced book, it happens to all of us. So if you overpay for a book and a month later it's dropped a little bit and you realize you could have gotten it cheaper, don't beat yourself up too much about it. It's everything in this is going to be a learning experience. Even the people that have been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years will still learn something new every day. So don't kill yourself too much about it. It's a hobby. It's fun. Okay? So when you see new information come out and you're seeing people putting out YouTube videos about say like Lumberjanes being turned into an HBO Max series, if you see people already with making videos and they've got 100,000 subscribers, it's too late. Okay, you've already missed the window to get it before it starts to ramp up. But there are still opportunities. What you can do is still, you can go onto your sites and check your comic book stores, especially your local comic book stores. Your LCSs may still have those books in a back issue and have not reacted to the price. So if there are books in those boxes, somebody is going to be the first one to find it. You might be that person. Don't just automatically throw your hands up in the air and say, I missed it. Try. Make yourself a little list of these books. Check flea markets. Check your next comic convention if they ever start happening again. You may find these books where you happen to be the person to get the information before that dealer did. It's not a bad thing, okay? This is just staying on top of everything. Now, let's just say it's the most popular thing in the world. It's Lumberjanes. It's gone up. Now, Lumberjanes is actually, I'm using this as an example. Lumberjanes has been out for a few years already, okay? And it has its little peaks and valleys of its price. And right now, since it's being signed, it's going through a peak. It's going to go up. Where it peaks exactly right now, nobody knows. But at some point, there'll be other books that are hotter, that are the flavor of the month, and Lumberjanes will drop a little bit on the hot list, enough that it falls off the top 10 and falls off of everybody's radar. Because people will be focusing on other things. If you start to graph the prices of books, the majority of books, I mean, your Silver Age Keys will just do this forever. But your other books are going to go up, come down a little, up, come down a little, based on news. Okay? Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. It's rumored she's going to go in, boom, it starts to go up. And then everybody stops talking about it, it comes down a little bit. All of a sudden, bang, they cast somebody, boom, it starts to go up again. Then it'll start to go down until people say, hey, we started filming, boom, it's back in the news again. So right now is this moment in time, October 11th, 2020, in my opinion, is not the best time to buy Lumberjanes #1. Unless you can find it for a good price, like I mentioned before, at your LCS or at a comic show or whatever. You might even find a website that still has them. In a month, after this initial buzz has dropped down, bear in mind, even if they want to rush this into production, it's going to be 6-9 months for them to get casting and storylines and costumes and set designs and everything and film it and edit it. Even if they rush it, you're looking at 6 to 9 months. More likely a year before this hits the airwaves. If it does hit the airwaves 2 months before, they're going to start advertising. That'll be the next peak. So let's just throw numbers around. In 4 months from now, make yourself a little note. On February 11th, 2021, go to eBay and check to see sold items. What are the most recent sales of Lumberjanes #1? How do those prices compare to January, December, November, and October? Did they come down a little bit? Odds are they did. This is probably going to be your better time to buy this book. Is it possible that right now Lumberjanes is at 30 and it goes up to 60 before it starts to come down to 45 and you miss this window? Absolutely. I'm talking about a general rough blueprint on when to look for comic books. You want to buy in the lows, in the low peaks, and sell at the high peaks if you're ready to get money. If you're in it just to collect, you still want to buy at the low peaks. Above all else, try to support your LCS, your local comic book store, especially with everything that's going on with coronavirus, COVID, however you want to call it this year. They're in a lot of trouble. They're not getting the sales they wanted to. They can't do the tournaments for Magic. They can't do a lot of things that they wanted to do. The crowds are down. People are still worried about the economy and what's going to happen with the election and every other possible thing you can think of. That we must do everything we can to keep these businesses afloat, because in the long run, that is where we are going to be going. That's our little home away from home. Okay, we're down to about 2,000 comic book stores in the United States, and I remember years ago it used to be 10,000 comic book stores. I don't want this to go the way of the dodo, and I don't think you do either. So please, support your comic book stores. Pay attention to trends going up and down. If you'd like to look up some book over the last year, you can again go onto eBay, sold items, and go back in time, and you can start to see the prices when they go up and when they come down a little bit. Check a few books that you saw on the hot list from 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and see where their graph turns out to be. This is a great chance for you to learn and try to start roughly predicting what the market is going to be, so you can formulate your own patterns for when you can buy and when you're not going to buy. And I wish you the best on everything here. If you have any comments, please, we'll love it if you smash that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see I'm trying to get as much information as I can out there, and I'd love ideas for future videos and anything that you would like me to try to research and do some homework for you, or chime in with what I have to say. If you completely disagree with me, please throw it on there. I'll read it out loud. I am not perfect. I'm here to try to discuss the hobby. So again, subscribe, like, notifications, and share, and you guys have a wonderful what's left of the weekend. I'm out.